All right, now I am turning this black or dark, this background dark, but you don't have to. You could do it like this and leave it like this. You could ink it in whatever colors you wanted. But the cool thing is the embossing powder is going to resist the ink. So I can take a paper towel or a napkin or whatnot, and I can wipe off the ink off the powder. You can start anywhere on your paper. We're just trying to make this as dark black as possible. So you'll see I'm going into my ink pad often to re-ink my brush here. This is a distress blending brush, so you can have it so that the end is like this and there's a lot of the brush exposed, or you can move it, and that's what I'm doing right here. So that's a little bit stiffer and the ink is a little bit more concentrated. When I flip it over, I'm going to use my paper towel to hold where the ink was, just so that I don't get ink all over my fingers. And I do change the direction that I'm brushing, especially around the stamped images, just to get it into those nooks and crannies. And once again, this will work with any colors of transparent embossing powder. I wouldn't do this technique with opaque embossing powder simply because opaque will just cover whatever paper you're using anyway, so there's no point. So now a paper towel and just wipe this off. If you find that some ink has dried on your embossing, you can take a baby wipe and wipe it off. But because this ink that we're using here is a dye-based ink, the baby wipe will re-wet that ink as well. So you just want to be careful, because otherwise we'll start taking away some of the dark background there. All right, let's put that to the side. I'm just gonna, that one is dry. I'm just gonna take a wet baby wipe just to clean that off so that I'm not working on ink when I'm putting this card together, and trying to get some of the excess off my fingers. If it bothers you to getting ink on your hands, you can absolutely wear gloves. So once again, the card designs are super simple. They're the same as the last one. So we're just going to take our background here and glue it down. I've just chosen orange card backs for these cards. Whatever color you want will work, obviously. I just have an excess of orange and it works with the season. It's not really one of my favorite colors, so I don't use it a lot, so I figured might as well use it. Use a bunch of it up. There we go. I'm just putting acrylic blocks on here just so that that can hold that down while I'm doing the next step. I've already got my sentiment die cuts cut here. I just chose a couple colors that coordinated with both of the cards, with the ink or with the embossing colors as well as the season, because obviously there's no red on the metallic one there, but it works with the season. Glue those in place. And actually, I think I'm going to glue this right down on the card so that the block can hold that as well. And like I said before, I'm doing this at the bottom here. You could obviously change the orientation and have your card go like this. That would absolutely work. It wouldn't change anything. Let's do this guy here. Perfect, and now let's glue that one down to the other card. Oops. My die cut shifted there a bit while I was touching it. That's the great part about liquid glue, is it's easy to move it back. All right, put the acrylic block on there to let it dry. But once they're dry, you've got another couple fall cards there. Very, very pretty. Now, if you wanted to use the glaze embossing powders on dark cardstock and not go through inking it afterwards, what you could do is use a white pigment ink to stamp and then emboss over top of it. But this is just an easy way to do it as well, but that is an option. We'll see you in the next video.